All right, welcome to this warm-up session. I'm about to sketch for about an hour. Just some random images I got from scrolling off of Pinterest. So most of these are like portraits. I have a folder named portraits, architecture, landscapes, props like this, vehicles, reptiles, still life reference, armor, props, even like statues. These are like really creepy and scary looking. So I was like, maybe I can draw that. But yeah, vehicles, tattoos, cats and animals and different kinds of props. I just really want to select images of things that I can just sit down, practice, and sketch. I may or may not draw all of them in this practice session, but we'll find out. And the reason why I'm doing this is just to get in the habit of practicing drawing everything. And doing this exercise really just helps me understand how to use the fundamentals of drawing to draw whatever I see, whatever I want to draw. And this is really going to come in handy when I want to draw comics. And so if you are struggling to maybe just draw different subject matter, try this exercise out. Instead of just practicing drawing one certain thing, try and draw a bunch of different things and learn how to combine the fundamentals of drawing to everything that you draw. Because everything on this page here is just made up of simple, basic shapes, and we just take those basic shapes as artists and break it down from the very big shapes all the way down to the small details to draw everything and anything that we see. It's just all about getting our reps in, and that's what this practice session is for. So I'm going to be drawing this, not live, but maybe if you want to see that, I can make a video of that. But for now, it's just going to be a time-lapse recording. And so let's get started, ready to draw. Turn some music on, chill out, relax, do my best to draw hopefully all these on this in this sketchbook session. Probably about take me about an hour, but I'm gonna do my best to draw like I'm drawing on paper. So usually I would draw with a pen. But yeah, let's get started. All right. So I started off with this wall fixture, this like lantern type of thing. And then I'm just moving my way across the page and drawing whatever is next. It doesn't matter how difficult it is to draw. I understand that everything is made up of simple, basic shapes. And that first one was a little bit difficult, but it's just you got to learn how to think in 3D and not just like when you draw, you want to make sure that you're thinking in a three-dimensional space. So that's what that first sketch helped me think about is like I drew this cube first and I drew the lantern inside of that and the fixture as well. But this is a good practice because I'm forcing myself not to just draw one subject matter and get used to only drawing that. Like I said, I want to draw comics, so I want to be able to draw as much as possible so I can tell the story and the characters and the environments and just be able to draw whatever I need to for the story. And so that's why I am practicing these things. And I like choosing them randomly or just scrolling to the next picture basically because it forces me to just think about new ways to sketch this image. Most of these things I'm drawing as I'm not really copying the reference. I'm just using it as inspiration to draw something new or maybe draw a scene like in this sketch here where I drew this kind of like entrance to a building and these stair steps. You don't really see that in the reference, but that's why it's fun to just pick a random reference in different subject matter because you can mix and match certain things. And the reason why I like picking reference that have props in it or just reference for props is because you can implement these little things and little designs that you see in props into character designs. And so don't think that any of this is like separate from your normal drawing practice. If like you were drawing a character, none of this stuff is separate. All of this can be joined together to create an awesome character design or a new environment. Maybe I could have drawn like a really big bell in this landscape here, and that could tell a story in it of itself. And so that's the reason why I don't want to just stick to just drawing and um staying in my comfort zone, right? We want to get out of our comfort zone and we want to choose reference that we may have never drawn before, because that will force us to get creative and just to uh think like a kid again. One of the things that I have really been thinking about is just like asking what if questions. And that really applies to everything you draw. Like, what if this turtle that I'm about to draw had armor? Or what if I could use this turtle shell as armor for a character? Or maybe this turtle shell I could turn into a weapon. What would it look like if this turtle shell was a weapon? What would it look like if this bell that I just drew was a armor, set of armor for a character? And you know, just asking what if questions. That's how I'm going about drawing recently, and it's really helpful because it allows me to stay creative, allows me to make this drawing experience as fun as possible for me without getting bored. Because I'm constantly asking what if questions. What if this was like this? What if that was like that? What if this changed? What if this was made of this material? And that's why drawing different subject matter helps you um, be able to implement whatever you draw into whatever else. Like this key I draw, maybe I can make it into a sword or a weapon of some sort, or I can turn the design that's on the key into a design in a piece of armor, or I can make the key itself a piece of armor somehow. It's just asking what if questions, and that's what I did with the next portrait that I drew. Is like I asked myself, what if the key that I drew, the design was a like a hairpiece or a piece of jewelry in this woman's hair, and I just kind of like I didn't really refine it that well, but it was just the idea, so I sketched it, and that's what I'm thinking about. You know, um, of course, I enjoy drawing characters the most, and so I'm always happy when I get to draw the next person and portrait because characters and people are my favorite things to draw. But yeah, I just want to really encourage you to draw what you are uncomfortable drawing, and that will just help you get out your comfort zone and understand how the fundamentals of drawing apply to everything that you draw. Everything that I draw starts with the big, simple shapes. Then I move down to the medium-sized details and then the smaller details, and I refine everything from there and then add the shading and things like that. Um, it's really cool. Like once you notice that, it's like you can literally draw anything and everything just by using the simple basic shapes to create your forms and just moving down into the simple or the complex details. And so I'm excited to create a comic, and practice page was really fun to do. Don't just get discouraged, you know, just keep practicing, keep working on the fundamentals of drawing and using the simple basic shapes to create your forms, and just challenge yourself to draw what you've never drawn before. If you've never drawn props or anything like that, do that, and um, challenge yourself to draw animals or backgrounds or whatever you're having trouble drawing. So this is the finished sketchbook page. It took me, I was drawing for about an hour and 40 minutes. Maybe I'll go back and draw the rest of the reference later on for another warm-up session. But yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. It was a good practice session. I got to draw and practice portraits, backgrounds, some props and still life drawing. Um, and that's one thing that you don't want to underestimate is like really still life drawing, because when you create a comic, that's basically what you're doing over and over again. You're creating drawings, pictures that of real life images or props or whatever, environments that aren't moving, and it's important just to practice still life drawing and find reference of things you don't normally draw, like this jar thing, the key that I drew, these like gourds and bells, even this car and these animals I drew. It's important to do that, to practice doing that, because everything that you draw will help you level up in another area. And so don't be afraid to draw reference that you might not want to draw. But yeah, if you would like to download the brushes that I use, you can download them on my Gumroad. The link is in the description. And if you want to learn how to draw and create your own comic as I draw and create my own, you can join me on Patreon. But yeah, thank you for watching. Go draw, go practice, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.